Hey guys, it's Flynn. It's Saturday, and this is take number 4 for this video. I talk so much about this stuff. I just have a lot of feelings right now, because this is take 4. My first video was like 13 minutes long. My second video was only like 30 seconds because I was 30 seconds in and I was already rambling. My third video was over an hour long. And I'm probably going to put that on my personal channel. I'm going to link it right here. But yeah, if you want to listen to that, I get to the end and I'm like, I just feel so much right now that I just, and then it just like, I don't even, I don't even finish. I just stop the video because like, by the end I was just like making all these little connections of everything that I feel, and I was just like, feelings! I don't know if you can hear that, but like someone's like bumping or something. Like either they're moving furniture, they're having sex, or they're just hammering something. Maybe all three. Whatever. Anyway, so I've been working on narrowing this down because my last video was an hour long. Come on. I can't do that to you guys. Wish they would stop doing that. So, some important things. One, I have been raised gender neutral. Give or take. Like, not exactly gender neutral, because, like, my mom told me I was a girl and, like, tried a little bit. Not very hard. Like, tried to convince me to do some girl things occasionally. Mainly just so people would, like, stay off my back and leave me alone. She never, like, tried to force me to dress really feminine, which was nice. And props to you, Mom, for being awesome about everything for, like, ever. She let me do my hair pretty much however I wanted. She let me wear whatever clothes I wanted. She let me do whatever things I wanted. Like, I played football in middle school because I just really wanted to play football. And I stopped playing football in high school by the time I got to high school because I sucked at it. Like, I couldn't remember the plays, and I don't know, like, I liked doing the running and, like, being in full armor, like, wearing all the padding and stuff, and it was awesome, but I wasn't good at football, so I didn't want to bring the team down, so I quit. Crazy idea. But, yeah, like, sports, she let me do whatever sports I wanted. In our school, we had, like, the same exact sports for both sides, and we had, like, the generic sports. It was, like, baseball/softball and basketball, and we had football for the guys. Like, they would let the girls play if they wanted, but so the whole time I was there, me and one other girl wanted to play, so, I'm not sure if there was, like, a female equivalent sports-wise for anyone. I know we had golf as well, but that was pretty much dominated by guys too. And that was about all we had sports-wise, but it's pretty much like across the board. Oh, you want to play? So play on this team, whatever. So I got to play all the sports I wanted. I just didn't want to play those sports, really, was the problem. I wanted to do, like, wrestling and lacrosse, and, like, recently I've kind of wanted to get into rowing, because it's just awesome, but I can't because of reasons. And also, like, there's no water in Missouri that, like, I could, or at least not around me, that I could, like, be on a team and row in, so that's kind of out. But, you're probably going to be able to hear that. What are they even doing? Like, they do this a lot. It's weird. I don't know what's going on in my dorm. So, clothing and sports and hair, I got to do pretty much whatever I wanted. Yeah. And since I pretty much grew up being happy and like doing whatever I wanted to make me happy and to be comfortable, I haven't really needed to transition really very much. I guess. My biggest milestones, I'm just gonna try to ignore them being weird. My biggest milestones were like, one, dressing for myself and like picking out my own clothes and stuff. Wanting to shave and like shaving for myself like the way I wanted to, as opposed to like how other people believed I should. Like, girls are supposed to shave their legs and pits and maybe their vaginas if they want. Like, I started shaving my legs in high school because of issues with my leg hair, like, being really long and getting tangled in the socks that are, like, I wore, like, socks that came up to here on me, as opposed to, like, ankle socks that I wear now, because I like having long hair on my legs most of the time, and I'm tired of it tangling up in my sock. So, that's why I started shaving, and I still sometimes shave because I like smooth legs, and it feels nice when I rub my legs. So, if I want to shave, I shave. So, clothing, shaving. I got in trouble in high school, like, I think it was my freshman year, because I wasn't wearing bras yet, and apparently I had a chest. I, like, seriously did not realize I had grown a chest until they brought it up in high school. Like, I got called into the office and everything. They're like, kid, you need to start wearing a bra. You're distracting people. I was like, oh, what? Oh, okay. And then I went back to gym where they were playing kickball, and I had to, like, run around, and I was like, I'll just be sitting out for the rest of class then. And I went home and, like, told my mom about it and cried. So after that, my mom, like, got me bras, and I started wearing bras, kind of. It took me a while to start wearing them, and I realize now that the way I wore them was I was binding with them. Yeah. So, I didn't know about, like, all this gender stuff that was going on in my life. That was kind of the first time I knew I was different, because I thought I was just, like, a tomboy or something, and, like, I knew I was a girl, but, like, technically, I identified as female because I knew that, like, it sounds really silly, but, like, as a kid I knew that people could do whatever the heck they wanted because no one should care, and, like, I was like, I can be a girl because I want to do all these things. And it shouldn't matter. And, like, if it didn't matter, I would probably maybe still kind of identify as female, but I don't, because it changes the way people do things with me. Like, if gender did not matter to people in the world, then I probably wouldn't have to transition in the way that I am. And that really bothers me. Like, I need to get top surgery just because my chest just bothers me so much, like, sensation-wise. But, like, the rest of my transition is mainly just so people will leave me alone. And that really bothers me. But yeah. So, clothing. Shaving, kind of. Bras. And then eventually, and it was um I, f- I always wanted to like, I started going to Pride in like my junior, it was either my junior year or like my senior year, like in the summer. Because like I was finally in like a kind of gay community in my summer job, and I was actually figuring out all this stuff about me, because like I grew up in a small town, and I was seriously, like, I know I probably wasn't the only gay kid, but I was the only out gay kid, and like I had no community, I had no one like me, and I didn't know what was going on because I had no one to talk about, and there was nobody else that seemed to be similar to me, so I didn't think about it. So I didn't figure all this stuff out. Like, I didn't realize I liked girls until I was 17. I just thought I was asexual and hated everyone. Turns out I just didn't like the people in my town. Um, but, like, I kind of discovered binding at Pride, and then like the year, or yeah, it was like later that year, um, my girlfriend at the time talked to me and brought up that maybe I was trans, because like for some reason nobody brought up genderqueer, because that's really what I am. I'm genderqueer with transitioning traits. Like, eh. But yeah, like they got me started on the whole process and everything, and I started binding, which was awesome. And then I kind of started packing as well. Like, I used to make my own packers, and I still have most of them. It started off as like socks and stuff. I was just cute. Um, but yeah, started packing. Back then, it was mainly because it made me more comfortable. Now I'm pretty darn comfortable as is. Now it's kind of just like when I'm really dysphoric and when it looks good in my clothes, and when it's funny. A lot of things I do because it's funny, or at least because I think it's funny. Um, so I pack on and off. Um, what else? It's just like little changes in my clothing. I wear I wear bandanas, one, because like I can put all these awesome pins and stuff on it and like rep who I am. I've got this one says I'm queer. It's like trans pride. This one is just like a blue deer with antlers and stuff. PMA, which is positive mental attitude. This one my partner gave me, and it says human power, and it's got a bike on it, and like it's a fight for your right, and it's got like a fist, and it's like, yeah. Like, I like showing off all these little things, and like sometimes I feel a little dysphoric about like my neck. Like, I have a decent neck, and you can, like, obviously you can see this, but like it doesn't like stick out like the way that male Adam's apples are expected to, and that always kind of bothered me, so I've been like kind of just hiding it behind bandanas. um, it's just little quirks. My clothing has gotten tighter. Like, as a kid, I wore loose clothing all the time, partly because like I didn't even wear bras until I was in high school. Um, but I don't like the sensation of like clothing touching my chest, because like it doesn't bother me all the time, but like once it starts bothering me and I can feel it, and I'm like, and then like it just reminds me that I have a chest. It's like I forget a lot. Like I got in trouble as a kid because I kept forgetting that I had acknowledged breast. And I'm like, what? uh, that's really the only thing I hated about puberty, just like getting a chest. Like, I can deal with periods mostly. Like, I get really depressed the first day, but it, I, I'm used to it by now, and I get over it. Um, that sounded really bad. um, you can't just get over depression, but like, my depression is, it's like seasonal, I guess. Like, it seriously, it comes and goes. Like, when it hits me fucking hard, and it might be there for like a couple minutes, a couple hours, a couple days, or like however long, but like mine goes away on its own. Like, it'll come back, but when it's not present, I'm great. Um, but yeah, it hits me the first day hard. Sometimes it stays for the second day. Um, but it usually goes away by the first or second day. Um, yeah. What else was I talking about? Yeah, but chest stuff. As a kid, the loose clothing, again, because I didn't like the feeling of it. And bras kind of helped, because, like, it was rubbing against the bra as opposed to my chest, so I couldn't feel it as much. So that was better. And, like, I wore sports bras, so, like, my chest wasn't, like, flapping around, I guess. So it was less movement, which it was awesome. And then when I started binding, it was even less movement, and I was like, yes! It was great. Um, when I was a kid, I started developing this habit where I layered a lot. Like, I don't know how much I did it when I was a kid, but like, now it's to the point where on a day when I'm leaving my room, I usually don't wear less than 3 articles of clothing on my, like, torso. If I'm binding, I wear my binder, an undershirt, and a shirt, minimum. I usually wear maybe another shirt over top, like an overshirt that like opens, because I like button-ups and stuff, and a jacket of some sort, usually like a zip-up hoodie. I love those zip-up hoodies, by the way. They're great. But yeah, I layer a lot. Like, it's to the point where like the outside temperatures like do not bother me at all, because I'm always warm. So I'm used to it now, because it's been years of layering. Like, years. I've been doing this since I was a kid. I'm good. uh, um, but yeah, that's really one of my biggest things with, like, I guess my own personal transition was just wearing more layers. I cut my hair. I went on a whole hair adventure. Definitely gonna put those in at the end. My problem with my first video was I started talking about my hair. Really, like, my biggest changes, besides like the way I've worn clothes, is the way I've worn my hair, because you'll see. It's just been an adventure of awesome hair, silly hair, what the hell hair, and decent hair. Yeah. I'm just feeling kind of bad because, like, I was supposed to, like, go home for the weekend, like, 3 hours ago, and I'm still trying to make this video. uh, and I'm just, I've established that it's gonna be long, but I think I'm already almost done with this one, so I'm golden this time. Uh, um, I've like, I've changed a lot of things about me, but since I was so genderqueer as a kid, like, most of my changes haven't been because I wanted to change them because I felt wrong. It was more like I've changed a couple, like, presentation wise, just so people would hopefully pick up cues easier and like read me correctly more. um it's just funny because, like, in my hometown where I grew up, almost everyone thought I was a little boy, and like we kept correcting them, telling them I was a girl, and I was like, now I'm wrong. Like, it didn't bother me then, but because, like, I was like, girls can do whatever the heck they want, right? Like, if gender wasn't such a big problem with people and like everything, I explained this a lot better in my other video that I'll upload sometime. um, if gender wasn't such a big problem in people's brain, like, that people like make a big issue over it, then I would probably still identify a little bit as female. Like, I don't identify as female now, mainly because it changes the way people, like, look at me, the way they talk to me, the way they act around me, and that bothers me. So, I don't know, like, for me, my gender, I've it, it just really bothers me that other people are affecting me in this way that I have to change myself. But like, for my chest, I'm transitioning mainly because of my chest. And then, like, socially, I'm doing all these changes just because people aren't treating me as Flynn. I'm transitioning to Flynn. Like, my whole transition is to becoming me. It's not to becoming male. It's not to becoming androgynous. It's not female. It's not any of, like, any of the genders anywhere. I'm becoming me. And everything I've done to change the way I am, gender-wise, usually, is because of how it will change the way that people just interact with me. I want people to interact with me as they would interact with me, so I've been trying to figure out, like, which one they interact with as I would like them to interact with, and I've been just kind of running towards that one the most. Like, it sounds really stupid, and I hate that that's what it is, but for me, it's what it is. Like, I just want to be treated as me, and though I do not identify as male completely, that's the way I want to be treated, and that's, so I guess technically that's who I am. Like, in my head, gender doesn't matter at all. Like, it's a way to describe yourself rather than, like, who you are. Yeah. It's part of your identity, but it is not your identity. I don't know, it's like you can identify it as all these little tiny things, and together as a whole that makes up your identity. But like each little thing is not your identity. It's just a piece of it. And I just wish that more people would understand that, I guess. And if like I could get everyone to just be like that, then I probably wouldn't have to transition at all, except for my chest, because it just really bothers me. But yeah, like I've changed stuff about me. Like I got my ears pierced and I stretched them, and I've been trying to stretch them. I'm going like either this size or one more size up. This is a 00, and this one's a just 0 gauge. This one I actually messed it up trying to like stretch it and get it ready for work. Like one day I had to go into work and I had a blowout, but I didn't realize it, so like I didn't do anything to fix it, so now I have like extra skin. It's not as bad as most people's are. Like you can barely even see it right now, but like that little flap right there, yeah. But I don't know, I just like the way they look, and really I'm doing it because like once you get to a certain size you can like buy all these fancy dancy plugs that have like artwork in them, and like I'm an artist and I just want to show off artwork because I love art. Yeah, and like I have one tattoo right now, and I'd probably have more, but I'm like well, one, poor, and two, I'm kind of fickle. So like I have to have an idea and like have it planned out and not change it. Like if it changes at all, my time for it starts over. For at least half a year I have to have this idea about the tattoo. This one was actually it was kind of an impulse, but I felt really strongly about it, and I don't regret it at all. Like, it was great, and I kind of want to get another one for my birthday, because like this one I got for my birthday and it's been almost a year, and I'm like, oh, I need another one. It's, if you don't have any tattoos, it's kind of an addiction for me, at least. I have a kind of addictive personality, but I just love them. But like artwork, it's beautiful, and my tattoos are all going to be pieces of art, or like reminders to myself, I guess. Like my next one that I'm planning is gonna be like on my wrists, and it's gonna be lyrics from a Tegan and Sarah song, like one of their not on the CD songs. I just realized I had them in the background, but like the song is called Wrists, and one lyric that just really strikes me is don't judge a book by the size of its wrists. Like that just speaks to me on so many levels because of all the crap I just talked about. Like, stop judging me because of how my body is, or like what you think I'm supposed to be because of one tiny little thing about me. Like, judge me because of me, as opposed to all these little things in my identity. If you don't like my identity, that's cool. Hate me. If you don't like one or two or three little things about my identity, get over it, because that's who I am. Like, ah! But yeah, that just really strikes me. I need to wrap this up, because it's half an hour long already. I'm probably not going to edit this one, so sorry. It's down a lot from what I was talking about. But yeah. Yep. I don't even know what else I need to say, so I think I'm just gonna end it there. I'm just trying to be comfortable. I just have a lot of feels about all of these things. So I'm sorry that I talked forever, but it's a lot shorter than my last one. So have a great Saturday, have a great Sunday, have a great year, have a great week, have a great life. Just be happy. Stop judging people if that's what you do, because it bothers me. Ah, goodness. Have a great everything, and be well. Farewell.